Yota, conscious development. In our body, there are cells that play an important role in detoxification. They are called hepatocytes, and they are the liver cells, the main detoxification organ in the body. Other organs, such as the kidneys, intestines, skin, and even fat cells also participate in detoxification, but to a lesser extent. Today we will examine some simple and easy changes that will help protect your liver and support it in carrying out its functions. It is important to understand that there are many different chemicals in our environment that can have a negative impact on our health, including the liver. There are so many of them that it is difficult to identify specific factors that can damage the liver. Therefore, we recommend taking steps to protect the liver from general exposure to negative effects. Every day we are exposed to a large amount of invisible chemicals that surround us everywhere. Even if it seems like we live in a clean environment and have no contact with chemicals, this is far from true. Millions of tons of fuel are burned every day, releasing chemicals into the air, water, and food, as well as chemicals that are applied to the skin or taken as medicines. And this is not all. Pesticides, toothpaste, drinks, and household chemicals also contain chemicals that affect our body. All these chemicals accumulate in our body, and the half-life of some of them can last for decades. The half-life is the time it takes for the activity of a substance to decrease by 50%. Usually, the half-life of chemicals is measured by their level in the blood, but it is important to know that over time, they are eliminated from the bloodstream and accumulate in tissues and cells, continuing to poison the surrounding environment while their level in the blood decreases. This is how our body works. All toxins in the blood that the body cannot immediately neutralize accumulate for the future when there is an opportunity and strength to do so. This deposit occurs in the tissues of the body, including body fat. Therefore, it is important to reduce the body's exposure to chemicals and improve its ability to eliminate them. The main role in this process is played by hepatocytes, that is, liver cells. It is important to realize that there are many chemicals in our environment that have estrogenic effects. These chemicals can have a negative impact on the body, especially on hormonal balance. They are often called endocrine disruptors or hormone disruptors because they can mimic the action of natural hormones. Imagine the effect of having an excessive amount of these chemicals that mimic female hormones in the body of a man or woman. The excess of these chemicals can seriously damage the functioning of the thyroid, adrenal glands, and pituitary gland. This can lead to various diseases and DNA mutations, as well as numerous body problems related to cell damage by free radicals. To counteract these harmful effects, the body uses antioxidants, which help prevent and stop oxidation processes. Antioxidants can be obtained from food or synthesized in the body itself. The human body already has mechanisms that transform poisons into safe components. Our body has certain enzymes, such as cytochrome P450 enzymes, that help carry out a series of biochemical reactions in different phases and transform toxins into harmless substances. Antioxidants not only combat oxidation in the body, but also stimulate enzymes and activate toxin processing mechanisms. For these mechanisms to function more effectively, they need to be activated with antioxidants. However, most people have trouble activating these mechanisms and genes. Mostly, the process of transforming toxins, as you may have already guessed, occurs in hepatocytes. To protect your health and minimize the risk of contact with toxins, it is necessary to take specific measures. One way to do this is by activating the enzymes already present in the body, which convert toxins into harmless substances. It is important to understand that toxins and pollutants can be present in the air, water, and also in various cosmetic products such as creams, shampoos, gels, and hair dyes. Therefore, it is necessary to take steps to minimize the risk of contact with them. It is important to activate enzymes such as those of the cytochrome P450 system, which help convert toxins into harmless substances in our body. These perform a series of biochemical reactions that span several phases and allow for the elimination of harmful substances. It should not be forgotten that most of this process occurs in hepatocytes, liver cells. Let's look at some measures that can be taken to improve the functioning of our liver and minimize contact with toxins. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to be among the first to see our new videos, which will surely be very useful for you. Also, it is important to comment on the video as it helps us highlight it in the community. The measures we recommend are: use protective equipment when using household chemicals, any type of acid, and especially chlorine. Use an industrial mask with a filter for vapors and gases. Generally, activated charcoal is used as a neutralizing and filtering element. If you go to a store that sells construction supplies, you will see that these masks are not expensive. It is also recommended to wear gloves. Use protective equipment when using household chemicals, any type of acid, and especially chlorine. Use this way, you will avoid body poisoning, and in some cases, chemical burns on the skin or even in the lungs. Did you know that during World War II, ammonia was used in several fields, and one of the applications of ammonia was as a chemical weapon, including chloropicon, known as green gas? This gas caused irritation of the eyes, skin, and respiratory tract, as well as liver and kidney dysfunction. Therefore, it is mandatory to use a protective mask. Do you have a water filter in your home? It's very important to protect yourself from various chemicals, such as chlorine and fluoride, that are often found in our water. Chlorine, for example, is used to kill microbes and bacteria, but at the same time can increase the risk of cancer. Therefore, a water filter is a necessity and doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. There are many simple and affordable water filters that can be installed in the kitchen or shower. They usually work in 3 stages and remove chemicals in various stages. If you like to eat fish, it's important to know that farmed fish can contain many polychlorinated biphenyls and other chemicals. To avoid their negative impact on health, it's recommended to prefer fish caught in the sea. It's also important to consider the size of the fish, as fish that are at the top of the food chain, i.e., large fish, can accumulate mercury in high concentrations. This applies, for example, to swordfish, shark, and tuna. If you still want to eat these types of fish, it's important to reduce consumption of large specimens and pay attention to the origin of the fish. Small fish usually contain less mercury. As they grow, they accumulate mercury. Larger fish eat smaller ones and accumulate even more mercury. Ultimately, in large fish specimens, sometimes up to 1,000 times more mercury can accumulate than in small fish. In addition to consuming small fish, a solution to neutralize mercury is to use selenium, which can bind to mercury and reduce its toxicity. One of the recommendations is to consume a large amount of organic vegetables and greens. If your budget does not allow you to buy organic vegetables, you can reduce the amount of organophosphates in them by using diluted apple cider vinegar. To do this, dilute 1.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in 1 liter of water and use the resulting solution to wash the vegetables. This simple method helps eliminate many chemicals. Unlike inorganic products, organic vegetables do not contain pesticides and are rich in nutrients. We previously discussed the safety of cosmetic products, but many people still use deodorants and hand creams without paying attention to the ingredients of these products. However, these chemicals accumulate in the body and affect the liver. It is recommended to use toothpaste made from natural ingredients, as all the toxic substances in the toothpaste are absorbed under the tongue directly into the bloodstream, bypassing the body's natural protective barriers and damaging the liver. It will be helpful to avoid canned and preserved foods, as they contain a lot of bisphenol A, which is a hormone disruptor and can cause problems in the endocrine system. It is recommended not to consume canned foods too frequently or to avoid them completely. Stop consuming alcohol and tobacco, even on special occasions. These are highly toxic substances that have very negative effects on the liver, destroying it very intensely. Sometimes the liver needs up to 6 months to recover after even a single consumption of alcohol, and that's not even talking about the consumption considered normal at a party. Avoid taking any kind of medication, as they always have a very destructive effect on the liver. Look for natural alternatives, herbs, and plant extracts. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, radish, and arugula can help strengthen and activate the detoxification enzymes in the liver, making them powerful activators of the cytochrome P450 enzymes. Additionally, they have antioxidant properties that can reduce inflammation and the risk of developing cancer. In general, plant-based foods can help the body in the detoxification process. Foods containing B group vitamins can also help in the detoxification process. Minerals like selenium can help increase glutathione levels, which are necessary for the enzymes that break down toxins. Selenium can be found in Brazil nuts, free-range chicken eggs, raw spinach, and other vegetables, garlic, onion, among others. Gut microbiota plays a very important role in the detoxification process. Therefore, it is necessary to consume foods containing microorganisms, such as sauerkraut, kimchi, and plain yogurt. Water helps eliminate toxins from the body and maintains healthy liver function. The norm for an average person is 2 liters of purified water a day, not tea, coffee, juice, only water. Avoid foods containing a large amount of harmful fats and sugars. These products are harmful to the liver and worsen its function. Fasting, especially periodic fasting, such as once in a certain period, for example, 3 consecutive days per month or 7 consecutive days per quarter, can increase the body's antioxidant network, stimulate genes that promote detoxification, and strengthen the liver's ability to eliminate toxins. This method is particularly effective. Autophagy, which begins during fasting, can help the body eliminate old and damaged proteins and pathogens. But we recommend not starting fasting without consulting competent people and without reading some books on therapeutic fasting. The next point related to toxins is training and sweating, which is extremely important. Moderate exercise stimulates genes that help the body detoxify. However, it should be remembered that only moderate loads can be beneficial, as excessive exercise overburdens the body and can disrupt the systems responsible for eliminating toxins. In addition, as a result of metabolism during physical exercise, many free radical damage and oxidation occur, so a strong and reliable antioxidant system is required for effective detoxification. If you live in an area where the air quality leaves much to be desired, for example, on a busy street in the city, it is recommended to ventilate the house at night before sleeping. This will help reduce the impact of emissions on your body and ensure better sleep. An additional advantage of early morning ventilation is body activation, oxygen enrichment, and increased energy levels. During the day, ventilation is not recommended. This technique allows significantly reducing contact with toxic substances in the air and provides a safer environment for your health. One method to reduce contact with toxins in the air can be growing certain plants that can absorb chemicals such as benzene, formaldehyde, and other harmful substances. It's interesting that this doesn't require spending large sums of money. Visiting nature can have many benefits for our health, including getting fresh and clean air. We will address many of these topics in our upcoming videos. If you found this video interesting, please comment. This will help us promote healthy living in the community. Also, like and subscribe to our school's channel to stay informed, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to see videos among the first.